Keith Gordon, who's tax barrister to be found at Temple Tax Chambers, and joins me now. Keith, it's good to have you on again. Just briefly update the listeners on what it is and current developments. Morning.
Good morning, Nick. It's a very difficult thing to describe. Tax is a difficult thing to describe, but that's the problem. Many contractors decided they would outsource all their business administration, including their tax compliance, to umbrella companies. It's a perfectly standard thing to do. The problem is some umbrellas behave better than others. And there was a group of umbrella companies who actually provided this administrative service, but instead of ensuring the correct amount of tax was being paid, they put their workers through a scheme where less tax was paid, but nevertheless these companies put up their fees as a commensurate balance, and left these people with a ticking time bomb. Now, what was even more annoying is the fact that Revenue knew about these schemes, the Revenue knew who was participating in these schemes, and they even told the contractors, we will let you know if we find something wrong with your tax affairs. But the Revenue said nothing, or at least they said nothing for nearly 2 decades. And then they suddenly said, we are going to attack you, but we've got a slight problem. Under the way the tax law works, it's not you who should be paying the tax, it's your umbrella companies. But we're now too late to get the tax from the umbrella companies, so we want to get the tax from you. But the law doesn't allow that. So the Revenue then introduced through Parliament this thing called the loan charge, which transferred the tax liability from the umbrella companies who are now untouchable to these poor contractors who suddenly found themselves with years worth of under tax deductions loaded on in one go. These were life-changing amounts. As you've mentioned, there have been at least 7 suicides, bankruptcies, family breakup, all as a result of this tax bombshell.
Now, you're openly critical of the government, and you have been, as I say, in various media appearances. You also sense the opposition could be doing more. Keith?
They could be absolutely doing more. There are many members of Parliament on all sides of the political divide. You've got experienced Tories like David Davis, Ian Duncan Smith. You've got on the Labour side, Ruth Cadbury, and I'm just mentioning a few names. You've got the SNP, the Liberal Democrats. There is a widespread condemnation of the loan charge. A very large APPG, all-party parliamentary group, opposed to the loan charge. But the government has a large majority. And at the moment, the official opposition doesn't seem to be taking an opposing view when they should be.
I understand you've tried to contact Sir Keir Starmer. I remind you he's going to be with us later in the show, indeed in the next hour. Is there a question you want me or an area you'd like me to explore with Sir Keir? Keith?
Well, yes, I've been trying to contact Sir Keir about this. I'm a constituent of his, and I'm not really getting the feeling that he's actually taking much interest in it. Anyone with more than a grain of humanity who actually understands what is going on should be screaming from the rooftops about the loan charge. So my single question for Sir Keir is, why are you still not fighting against this injustice?
Keith Gordon, a tax barrister at Temple Tax Chambers, thank you for the help you've given us on this story down through the previous months.